Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Blood Scion by Deborah Falaye. In this book, you are following Sloane. She lives in a very small community. This kingdom place has child soldiers. She's recruited to be a child soldier for the army. A bunch of other children in her village also, like once a year, they come and collect a bunch of kids, basically, to be in this army. They are fighting against things called Scions, which are basically people who have like extra magic abilities, and the queen doesn't want that to happen. I don't remember why they're fighting. The problem is Sloane herself is a Scion. They don't know that. She has hidden her powers and hidden her gifts her entire life. And so she is recruited to be part of the army. She's drafted. Let's be honest. It's not a recruition. She wasn't recruited. She was drafted along with other children in her village. And so while she is there training, she has to keep her powers hidden even more, because if they find out that she is a Scion, they will kill her even during training. There is also a rebellion that's happening, so she kind of gets involved with that, trying to rise up and rebel against the queen, rebel against this draft of all these children who are getting recruited and then being killed because they're going to fight in wars and they're like 14. This is a book that I had bought at the library sale earlier this year. It's a young adult fantasy. I thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. I know there is a sequel. I don't know the name. I don't know anything about it, but I did really enjoy this book, and I'm interested in reading the sequel. I ended up listening to this one as an audiobook. It was different than a lot of other young adult fantasies that I've read, and I thought that it was great world building. The characters were very, rounded out. I was surprised by some of the things that happened towards the end of this book. I was discovering things along with Sloane, and I was just as surprised as she was. And I really felt for these characters, and I thought that the author did a wonderful job creating this world and writing it in a way where you could imagine it. So now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey. This is a nonfiction memoir of Matthew McConaughey's life. I listened to it as an audiobook. He does narrate it himself. And I normally listen to audiobooks at like 1.75 speed. Sometimes I'll go faster, but usually it's about 1.75 because I feel like people talk way too slow and read books way too slow. I had to slow this book down. I had to listen to it at a 1.5 because Matthew McConaughey talked so quickly that I wasn't getting much of what he said, so I slowed it down. But also I appreciate that because, again, I feel like people on audiobooks, when they read them, they just read them so slowly. This book is about his life, how he got started in acting. It's called Greenlights because he talks a lot about looking for green lights in your life, because a green light means go. So if something happens and it's good, you're like, green light, keep going this direction. Or it's a red light, stop. Don't keep doing that because it's not where you're meant to be. He also has things called bumper stickers, which are just like small bits of like positive phrases that you would see on a bumper sticker. This book was a wild ride to listen to. I'm glad I listened to it instead of reading it, because I think it's a much better audiobook than it would have been reading, just because he does narrate it himself. He has such a unique voice, and the way he reads things and speaks is just, it really brought this book to life. And it did have some good advice. Parts of it were also very strange. I read this. My best friend had read it earlier this year, and she's like, you need to listen to this book. And so I put it on hold at the library, and it finally came up. So I listened to it, and I kept going. I'm at this part, and it is so weird. And she goes, oh, yeah, it gets weirder than that. And parts of it did. But overall, really fun. Had some good advice. I liked hearing about Matthew McConaughey's early life, about how he got started in acting, and just kind of, he was also talking about the way that he went about preparing for roles later in his life and everything like that. Overall, I just thought it was really enjoyable. And so if you want to know more about Matthew McConaughey, or you want a book with bumper sticker good advice, check this one out. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.